Go. Hi, we're going to be doing Such Wicked Intent.
It's by Kenneth Opal.
Such Wicked Intent by Kenneth Opal. Opal. It's called Opal. Opal.
Two P's.
Nope. It's Opal. He told me himself in person. Okay. By Kenneth Opal. And it starts out with Victor Frankenstein. First, we're going to do a summary. It starts out with It's the Apprenticeship of Victor Frankenstein, book 2.
Yeah.
So the first book is his brother got sick and he tried to save him with like alchemical magic.
The elixir of life, which is an alchemist thing.
And he found a dark library in the middle of his
like chateau.
He owns a mansion.
Yes,
Chateau Frankenstein.
No, Victor Frankenstein doesn't own a mansion. Victor Frankenstein is like a teenager.
His dad owns a Frankenstein.
You know,
owns a castle.
Yeah, it's Chateau Frankenstein.
And he found the dark library, and now the book starts out with him throwing all the books of the dark library into the fire because he's so angry.
Into a bonfire.
Into a bonfire.
He throws all the books into the fires of Mount Doom.
But so he's really angry that his brother wasn't being able to save. And Elizabeth, their distant cousin and adopted sister, who he was dating for some weird reason.
No, Conrad was dating him.
Conrad, yes, I meant Conrad.
It's not adopted sister, it's distant relation, like his orphan or something like that.
Something like that.
Not
Anyway,
sister. Not
so
sister.
she's unhappy too, but okay, there's lots of characters.
Could I explain the complicated love dynamics that you don't seem to understand? So Conrad was dating Elizabeth, but now Conrad is dead. So Victor was jealous of Conrad, and now he's trying to restrain himself from just like smooching on Elizabeth anytime.
Okay, very embarrassing. I'm glad we didn't bring Jackie Faber.
It's okay. It's okay, dude. So, yeah, there's that, and then, Victor, I think he wants more than anything to get Conrad back or talk to him or something.
And on the back of the book, I believe there is something on this earth that you desire.
It's a quote
more
from
than
the
anything.
middle of the book, Julian.
And it isn't me.
Yeah.
And that is probably Elizabeth talking.
No, I think it's Victor.
No, it's Elizabeth talking to Victor. Because Elizabeth always has that nebulous reason that Victor lacks. Anyway, so...
Okay.
So the complicated love dynamic is covered, right?
More or less. So,
okay, so I was doing the first chapter, remember? So, yeah, so he goes to bed unhappy after he's burnt all the books. After he's burnt all the books.
Are you kidding me?
So then,
he doesn't go.
yeah, he burns all the books. He throws them on the fire, and then he goes to bed unhappy. And then the next morning he wakes up and he looks at the bonfire. And there's one book which isn't burnt. He picks it up and it burns his fingers. And then he realizes that if it's
Summary, not detail.
This is summary. This is summary. So then he realizes that it was a metal book, and then he dumps a bucket of water on it and looks inside. There's a star-shaped pendulum. And then
He dumped a bucket of water on it to cool it.
to cool it, yes. And then he picked it up and looked inside. There was a star-shaped necklace, and then plans for a pendulum,
A bunch of other metal pieces.
and a bunch of other metal pieces, and then plans for a pendulum to communicate with the dead.
Instructions for a spirit board.
That's what I said,
Yeah, spirit board.
which is a pendulum.
It's a pendulum that points to letters around a big square.
So I think I'm done first chapter. Wait, is there anything on the first chapter?
Yeah.
This is still the first chapter.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Just summarize roughly half of it, and then I'll take the rest. We're like 4.5 minutes in already.
Okay. So, and I put a sticky note on the part where he finds the necklace. Really?
Yes.
Okay. We'll get back to that later. Okay. So he makes the spirit board, the pendulum, with his brother Ernest. There's lots of brothers.
Yeah, he
Never
has
quite
like
understood
Ernest
that.
and then like Marty or something. He has like a
Ernest
9-year-old
Marty
brother
and
and like a 2-year-old.
He has a 9-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old brother. And then he has like twin sister. And then he has a twin. So then he makes this spirit board, and he and Elizabeth record it down. Elizabeth doesn't believe it in the first place. And it comes out as, I'm just going to read it out. I'm just going to read it out 1 second. I need to figure out where it is. No, seriously, I need to find out where. So he makes the spirit board, and it starts moving around in random, and it points at different letters on the board, the pendulum. And this is what it is.
Mostly it's just a
Mostly it's just random letters.
You can't tell what it is in the video at all.
Is it
Mostly it's random letters,
no spaces, but then
interspersed in that is come, raise.
no, he doesn't believe it,
again and again and again.
and he doesn't believe it, and then he suddenly notices.
Yeah, he notices the repeated words, come raise me,
Come raise me, come raise me, and that was my part because that was chapter 1, Julius.
Julian?
It seems. Oh wait, I just started reading. Sorry.
No, we're not. Oh my god.
So then he.
You have to let me. Are you kidding me?
No. Yes.
You
I am.
summarized roughly half.
I did summarize roughly half. I forget what happened.
You summarized roughly a third.
Okay. How about you do some more, then we summarize together the third chapter.
We're summarizing together anyway.
All right, fine. So he finds. So then he sees a picture of.
He talks to his friend Henry. Okay, he talks to his friend Henry, and his friend Henry is about the metal book, and shows Henry the metal book, and his friend Henry is like, I've seen that book before. And Victor says, possibly in the dark library, but Henry saw it before in a portrait of Wilhelm Frankenstein, who is the person who built the Chateau Frankenstein and the dark library.
And they start to notice strange details about the portrait.
In the painting.
Fruit on the walls, which I have no idea why. It's weird.
Not on the walls.
And there's a candle,
Fruit on the
a
windowsill.
single lit candle apparently represents the presence of God, but the candle was not lit. So it represented that he doesn't want God there.
Or God's presence is not needed.
That's actually, and then they notice there's a keyhole because the pendulum was of a star, the amulet like necklace thing that he got, and they notice a keyhole in the middle of the clouds.
In the portrait.
In the portrait. And then they go and they're like, oh my god, we need to get there. It must hold some answers.
And then Elizabeth is like, I know where that is.
And then they go up into the attic or something. The chapel. They go to the chapel, and the ceiling is covered with like mosaics of clouds. And they see in painted, and they see up in the corner a star-shaped keyhole to a tiny door, and they manage to somehow climb onto the pendulum, which almost breaks. Chandelier.
They hoist themselves up Victor hoists himself up on the chandelier and half breaks it by accident because he was swinging back and forth on it.
So that nobody else swung back and forth.
Yeah.
And then they got in, and there were
Victor
instructions.
saw a little keyhole in the sky-painted ceiling of the chapel. So
We already said that. He unlocked it.
Yeah, he put the weird star pendulum thing in the keyhole and turned it, and it unlocked like a trap door with a ladder. They were 8 minutes in already, 9 minutes.
How can you tell?
Because I'm looking at the whole time.
Okay, well we're gonna do a lot more than just 9 minutes. We're probably gonna do like 50.
So he turns the key and it's like a trap door. So then he's like, he goes into the trap door and it's like an attic room with a couch and a table and a bottle of whatever.
And a bottle of some horrible, disgusting smelling liquid. And there's instructions on how to visit the
others come up.
and
they hoist themselves up.
Yeah, everybody else comes up, and then there's instructions on how to visit the dead. And Victor promises Henry, Henry,
Henry.
okay, Henry, that he won't do anything rash,
And then about 5 minutes later, he drinks some potion. He drinks a drop of the weird potion thing,
and takes
and then he takes the spirit clock, which is like it's a clock with like a dead bird skeleton, and then the hand of the clock is like the bird's leg. And
so then he comes in.
You have to take that in your right hand and take like a symbol of something else in your left hand.
And he did, and everyone's really angry, and then he suddenly starts feeling.
And then he like passes out on the couch.
And he wakes up in the same place.
He wakes up in the same place, but in the world of the dead.
No, everything's weird, and it's creepy. And he goes to Conrad's room. Oh, he also notices that the spirit clock, suddenly the leg is tapping on the glass.
Yeah,
and making little clicking noises. It's creepy.
It's going tick, tick.
It just creeps me out so much. It gives me nightmares. But anyway, so he goes to Conrad's room and he finds Conrad, and Conrad doesn't believe in him. It's him.
Conrad's like, "Are you a devil or what?"
And Conrad's like really scared and he wants to come back. And finally Victor proves it. And then they get about 5 seconds of talking.
And then the spirit clock
goes.
And then the spirit clock ticks.
It vibrates.
Yeah, like it got one complete revolution. And then when it does that, and then it starts vibrating, it's like an alarm clock to tell you when you have to return your
Victor
living
sprints
body.
up, and he into the same place, and then suddenly he's up in the attic,
and then he passes out back into the
and he passes out back into the living world.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh my God, your heart was gone."
No, like really faint.
Really faint. It was all, you were almost dead. Everything was weird.
Okay.
And then nobody believes him, so they say we're gonna have to go in there together.
Yeah, 2 at once. So Elizabeth.
Do they all go in?
No.
They say
Elizabeth and Victor. They're planning to do this. Elizabeth and Victor are gonna go in the world together, and then they're gonna come out, and then they're going to write about their experiences without talking to each other, and then Henry's gonna judge them with utter impartiality.
Okay, I didn't close the door that time. Okay. There's more.
Careful. I think that pretty much summarizes.
So then he goes to sleep at night and he dreams that he's in his room in the spirit world, and the window's open and it's a draft, and the door gets blown open gently. So he goes up to close it, and then he meets resistance, and he can't push the door down. He's like, here's something on the other side, and it's the spirit world, and it's not Conrad, and it's kind of creepy. It's not as
It doesn't say spirit world, not Conrad. It say something on the other side. So that pretty much.
But that was his dream, and that's the summary. And now we're going to spend the next. Guys, please, could you be a little bit quieter?
So the star amulet reminded Julian of amulet. I agree with that.
Because it's like magical and it like communicates with the dead.
And the pricking your finger bit.
And then there's Julius.
Pricking your finger makes it like alive or something. That's like amulets will.
So Julius does not know what a tort is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what a
I think
tort
it's
is.
some form of a tart.
I think
it's like a breakfast.
I asked my mom, and it was it's like a cake pie.
I knew it. It's a breakfast.
It's like a cake pie. Yeah.
So it's a cake. And so, and here's where I wrote another one. It's when he finishes the pendulum. When Victor finishes the pendulum, he's like up, and and he has his spearboard laid out, and then he says, "I invite you to come."
I invite you to speak.
No, he says, "I invite you to come," and then he says,
Then I invite you.
Okay, fine. He said, "I invite you to come." I invite you to speak, and then when he decided to say, "Oh snap!" I invite you to speak, he said, and then he said, "I invite you to come," and then the door opened, and he's really scared, and then suddenly Elizabeth comes in, and he said, "What are you doing here?" And then she says, "What are you doing?" And I just thought it was really funny.
What's that?
I didn't do that. No, I didn't. So, and here's another one, where he figures out that it's dead. Come raise me.
Mess with the pages like that.
I'm not. Look, do you see any messed up pages?
Don't show it to the video.
So anyway, it's like a rainy and stormy night, and he figures out that it says, come raise me, come raise me, come raise me, and I thought it was really creepy, and I thought it was very well done.